Was everything literally perfect with your ex and you were planning the future and maybe you were about to take things to the next level, like move in or get engaged or they just met your parents or something, and then immediately thereafter they break up with you out of nowhere? If that just happened to you, you need to watch this video. When these things happen, most people question if their ex was a narcissist or just lying the whole time because it's such a mind fuck that everything could be perfect and the next day they break up. There's a much more practical answer. I'm going to tell you what this is, but it's hard to connect with it because unless you've gone through this, you wouldn't really see how this would be the case. But people that undergo emotional neglect in childhood, they have very shitty communication skills, and therefore they go with the path of least resistance and they people please and they go with the flow instead of standing up for what they want. And they do this to the point of complete overwhelm and exhaustion in a relationship. Now, if you stack on top of that attraction mistakes that you're making, like you're hanging out every day, talking all day, every day on the phone, you don't have your own friends or own hobbies, you chase them too much, you put in all the effort in the relationship and you don't force them to invest, things like this adds another layer on top of it, not to mention any communication issues that you have in conflict. Maybe you get really spicy and you light the other person up. All these things can add another layer of complication onto what they're already feeling. But long story short, they people pleased you throughout the relationship. They didn't tell you what bothered them. And now all of a sudden it's stacked up to the point where they're breaking up with you. Now, especially if you're about to take things to the next level, individuals that undergo emotional neglect in childhood, they have fear of commitment. And this is a really elusive thing to grasp in your mind because they were chasing you in the beginning of the relationship. And it doesn't make sense that they would have a fear of commitment if they were so gung-ho on, pulling you in. But actually it does because they were neglected in their childhood, and validation is a big thing. It's a big, like, healing. Well, it doesn't really heal them, but it feels like it does. So they go crazy for it. But once they get it and once that honeymoon phase ends, all their fears about relationships, from the neglect and the fears about the people pleasing and being fully seen because they feel broke, there's a lot that goes into it. All these fears come to the forefront because they're no longer being medicated by the serotonin and dopamine. So it's a little bit hard to grasp, all at once if you're just now going through this, but that is what's going on. And if you spend enough time kind of putting these dots together, you'll see that it makes sense over time. Even though it makes no sense for them to be in a relationship with you, and now all of a sudden, 3, 6 months, maybe 12 months later, whatever, now they're breaking up with you. Look, all of this can be fixed. You can learn communication skills, nervous system regulation skills, teach them conflict skills in therapy. They won't do any of this stuff until you re-attract them. You pull them back in. That's what I want to teach you. But you can get them to fix these problems in your relationship later after you've got them back. So if you want my help getting your ex back, click into my profile. There's a link right here. You can get a copy of my AI that's trained up on all my content. You can set up an individual call with me and get a game plan. Or you can sign into my hand-holding coaching program where every step of the way over a few months, I will tell you exactly how to get your ex back and be on your side the whole way.